I count up so much money lately. I count up so much that they hate me. Yeah, I make niggas mad cause they ain't me. Yeah, I've been in my bag going crazy. I count up so much money lately. I count up so much that they hate me. Yeah, I make niggas mad cause they ain't me. Yeah, I've been in my bag going crazy. Bitch, I'm not.
First don't fuck your bitch in the click you claim. West side when we ride, come equipped with game. You claim to be a player, but I fucked your wife. We bust on bad boys, niggas fuck for life. Plus, Puffy tryna see me weak, hearts I rip. Biggie Smalls and Junior Mafia some more. I think a little higher. I think a little higher.
What's that? What's up, guys? Back with another video. It's your boy P21. I do want to say welcome back to my channel. And also, how you guys doing? And also, I do want to say, if you're feeling happy or sad, then my entertainment should bring you joy. And also, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, repost and share to all social media platforms. And also, don't forget to hit the post notification bell for future videos. Alright, so, and also get the Pizzo Game merchandise at teespring.com/PJZOMildassGame. And I also have a promo code too, welcome25 in all caps and the number 25, and you have to get 2 items for that code to activate. So we have for our next reaction, we have the parents who hired a hitman to murder their 16-year-old daughter. Alright, so let's check it out.
Most loving girls in a community. When one of the brightest and most loving girls in a community is turning 16, you can only wish for the best in her life.
Janelle was a loving, very intelligent, smart young woman who wanted to be a doctor, who was an honor student.
That was the way people would describe Latanya Janelle Carwell, widely known as Janelle. Surely she had a bright future ahead of her. So, on her 16th birthday on April 17th, 2017, which also happened to be Easter Sunday, she decided to have a cookout with her family and friends, not knowing that a few hours later, her fate was going to take her far from the life she had dreamt of. Now, Janelle had a seemingly pleasant and peaceful life next to her little sister, her mother Tanya Tripp, and her stepdad, Leon Tripp. As a teenage girl living in Richmond County, Augusta, Georgia, Janelle just wanted to become a doctor someday, which reflected the kind of heart that she had. And that is why what happened on the night of her birthday took everyone by surprise. On that night, her mom went to bed early while Janelle and her stepdad stayed up celebrating, or at least that's what Janelle's mom told the police. But it seems like they didn't stay up that late, as it was reported that by midnight, Janelle was already in bed. However, a few minutes later, she was woken up by her stepdad, who asked her to go with him all the way to Clarks Hill, South Carolina. And since it was only a 28-minute drive, it didn't seem like that big of a deal to her, except that it was almost 1 a.m. in the morning. So you all may be wondering, why would he need his stepdaughter's help at this time of night?
No, that's a little suspicious. Like, that's some, like, if she not sick and you not bringing her to the doctor or something, like, you should not be up at 1 o'clock in the morning, like, going somewhere. Like, you should be asleep or, like, in your house. Like, seriously. Like, if she's only 16, like, where are you bringing her, son?
Stepdad wanted his daughter to go with him to help another guy at 1 o'clock in the morning.
But that's not even your real dad too. Like, it's like you go, you going at nighttime with a complete stranger, like doing God know what.
Said he was going to help a friend who was having problems with his car. And since Leon didn't know how to use his phone or even Google Maps, he probably thought it was a good idea to take a tech-savvy young woman to help him out. But then, the next day, when Janelle and her stepdad didn't make it back home, her mom started to worry. And just like any worried mom, she called the police to inform them of what she think may have happened.
I've been calling and texting and leaving messages and nothing.
Janelle and her stepdad had officially gone missing, and they were not picking up their phones. During the month that followed this awful event, Pastor Angela Hardin took the case to social media, pleading for clues and going live on Facebook with Janelle's mom, Tanya Tripp. And if the
Yo, why is this giving me like that movie Searching? And there's a new movie like with Storm Reed. It's Storm Reed and Nia Long. I forget, it's supposed to be like a sequel, like towards like Searching, where like he lost his daughter, and like he tried I'm talking about the first one. Like, yeah, he lost his daughter and he was trying to find her, and he evolved the cops, and the cops, like the captain was involved in the whole like the missing daughter. And they eventually like arrested the captain because like her son, she was trying to protect the son, and so they end up like finding the daughter too. The daughter, she fell like during this like canyon. I don't know how she survived, but she fell, and then they managed like to like rescue her like from the cliff. Like, cause she fell and she was just unconscious. Like she had a few bruises, but that's all she had. I know if I fell like on a cliff, son, I'm dead. Like seriously, like I'm gonna hit my head, like maybe like crack my neck, like I'm dead. Like how is the daughter still alive, son, in that movie? Son? This is why these movies don't make sense.
worry of a missing child wasn't enough already, Mrs. Tripp then revealed that she had an ongoing battle with brain and lung cancer that prevented her from going with Leon the night he and Janelle went missing.
I was inhaling too much of the smoke, so my husband told me to go in the house and lay down. So I did, because I couldn't breathe,
said the pleading mom. And at that point, people started to realize that this poor woman was regretting letting her daughter to go out so late at night. Her message surely started to touch people's hearts.
I need my baby home, like 15 days ago type home, because she has never been away from me this long.
People started to worry and came together as a community to support this worried mother. After all, Janelle was so loved by the people in the community, and they were eager to do anything to get her back home safely. They started gathering donations to put together a reward for anyone who had information regarding her whereabouts. Meanwhile, the police also started working on the case, and very soon, they came across a promising clue: a white pickup truck like the one Leon Tripp drove that night. This clue soon brought a sense of hope, as the truck was spotted near the neighborhood where Janelle and her family lived. But when they checked the vehicle for any traces of blood or any evidence of a crime, they found nothing. So they decided to step up their search and track the victims' phones. And to the surprise of local authorities, the phone records showed that neither Janelle nor her stepdad had been in Clarks Hill at all, which is the place where Janelle was supposed to help her stepdad out to fix his friend's broken car. And what made this even more alarming is the fact that a now 16-year-old teenage girl who used to be so active online had gone silent on all her social media accounts. Clearly, at this point, something was very wrong. Did someone steal her phone? Had something else happened along the way? Did someone steal their car and drop them off somewhere else that prevented them from getting back home? There were so many questions up in the air and no clear answers to any of them. But all of that was about to change as soon as someone came forward to say that Leon, the stepfather of Janelle, had been spotted in a location, but without the presence of his stepdaughter. And soon enough, it was confirmed that Leon had actually been spotted in Atlanta, Georgia. With friends and contacts all over Atlanta, it seemed reasonable for Leon to go there, except for the fact that he was making these trips while people were looking for him and Janelle. So, it was time to track down Leon, but before doing that, the detectives involved in this case decided to dig a bit deeper into his past. It didn't take long for them to realize that in the past, Leon Tripp had been in prison due to assault charges that had something to do with cruelty to children. And on top of that, he had met Tanya while he was still behind bars. The two then fell in love and even got married while he was still in prison. And in fact, as soon as he got out of jail, he went to
How do you get married in prison? Like, how does that work? So, like, cause she's out and he's in. Like, do you just like did she like bring a judge towards like towards the prison like with or did he like sign like a marriage like license and whatnot? Like, is that how that works? 'Cause I just want to know how you get married in prison. Like,
to go live with Tanya and her family right away. It was definitely not the best place for a child like Janelle or her sister to be at. And now that law enforcement had this information in hand, Leon Tripp automatically became a wanted person, and officers got a warrant for his arrest on kidnapping charges. Finally, the truth was slowly coming to light. But there was just one person who didn't seem okay with any of this, and that person was Tanya Tripp, Janelle's mother.
She did show concern for her daughter, but when I asked her, hey, investigators believe that he's taken her, she was very defensive.
Everyone was concerned about Tanya's reaction to the news. I mean, obviously, she didn't want to think the worst of her husband, but at the same time, she had to understand that he was the one linked to her daughter's disappearance. So, shouldn't she be a bit more concerned? Was she blinded by love? Was she in denial? Was she delusional? Or was it something much worse?
look, the key word is that she said like during the night like she was inhaling too much smoke and she couldn't breathe. So it could be like that. Like she has like her memory's a little foggy. So like, but it's also like um it could be blind by love too because like she's really like getting up like trying to like protect like Leon, like even though like you don't know like his background that much, like she could have just been like lonely, like desperate, like just to like marry another person, like to be like in the family, like to give her that love and attention and all that. Aisha Curry.
However, soon after that, it didn't take too long for things to make sense and for the pieces of this puzzle to come together. As investigators followed through and connected the dots, they naturally came to find Leon Tripp at a U-Haul facility in DeKalb County. And sure enough, the man was not alone, because right beside his side, there was Tanya Tripp herself.
We were extremely shocked when we found her and him actually together. And that's when we really got that sick feeling that, you know, this case is really not heading in a good direction.
But
no, yeah, that's crazy because like, hold up. So y'all keep on doing investigation, and then y'all see Tanya, I guess, like with Leon, and they're a U-Haul. Like the only reason like why you be getting like a U-Haul, like, cause you're moving. You're putting stuff like in storage. Like that's the only like two reasons that I know, like the two main reasons that I know.
according to Tanya at the time, she had a reason to be there, and she said she just so happened to be going to Atlanta and suddenly found Leon there by accident. But at this point, no one was buying her stories anymore, and Leon was quickly arrested on kidnapping charges, while Tanya was charged with hindering the apprehension of a criminal.
Of course, because like you just happened to find Leon and you didn't tell the cops. Like, how you just gonna keep that hush hush?
Still, the one question that remained that everybody was still wondering, where was Janelle? Now, while the authorities kept trying to find answers to this question, other clues began to become clearer. For example, when Tanya told the police that Janelle and her stepdad had gone missing while going to Clarks Hill, South Carolina, what Tanya was actually doing was just sending the authorities in the wrong direction, buying more time for Leon to take Janelle wherever it was that he had taken her. Moreover, it was discovered that Tanya didn't have cancer at all. She had just made the whole thing up. This revelation...
Yo, this is why, like, I don't know why people joke around about, like, serious, like, diseases, like cancer. What's another one? I mean, cancer is, like, the biggest, like, disease, like, but it's just, like, people, like, joking around. Like, you also got Alzheimer's, you got dementia, like, it's, like, the ones that joke around about that, like, gonna actually get it. Like, that's, like, you joke around about like around like people like that have like serious diseases that are sick, that are crippled, like you're bound to get it. Like people that play around with crutches, like you're bound like to get like a hunchback.
And obviously got many people upset, and Tanya just kept digging herself into a deeper and deeper hole of lies. As she was processed, she gave different interviews with slightly different stories. It was clear by then, though, that she was not sticking to the truth, whatever the truth was. And to make things even more complicated, Tanya's stories began to conflict with Leon's. While Tanya sustained that her partner and Janelle had gone to South Carolina, Leon, on the other hand, was saying that he had actually taken Janelle to Atlanta. Then when authorities confronted Tanya with Leon's story, she didn't know what to say.
Come to find out that she only had that initial story. She never prepared for the follow-ups.
In this big web of made-up stories that had little truth in them, it was hard for authorities to determine what had actually happened to Janelle. Two things, however, were clear. Tanya and Leon had something to do with the teenager's disappearance, and Janelle's case was no longer a missing persons investigation, but a homicide one. After all, prosecutors claimed that in one of his interviews, Leon had said that Janelle was no longer alive. Was this true? Or was it just another made-up story? Disturbingly, the truth came to light a little less than a year later, in late March.
I'm confused. Like, why, like, did y'all wait, like, until she turned 16? Like, seriously, like, y'all really, like, set up this plan, like, from when Leon was in prison, and then when he got out, then, like, it just had to involve, like, Janelle, like, getting through, like, her birthday, like, around, like, where, like, she was 15, and then, like, you already married Leon, and then she about to like become 16.
2018. This truth wasn't pretty, and it was definitely not what people were expecting.
We received a phone call from a citizen and had discovered what they believed to be human remains.
When an unlucky resident of Augusta, Georgia was checking out the backyard of a vacant home, he came across a bone sticking up from a shallow grave. He, of course, quickly called the authorities to help him determine what was going on. And, to their surprise, those bones were the remains of Janelle Carwell. Since Janelle had gone to the dentist a few days before her birthday, authorities were able to identify her from dental records. Both Tanya and Leon were charged with murder. In fact, Leon even got the death penalty. But finding Janelle's body was not enough. The reason for this unfortunate death was still not clear, and no one really knew how Janelle's remains ended up in the backyard. The one thing, though, that started to become evident was that somehow Leon and Tanya were trying to get rid of Janelle. And how did the authorities figure that out? Well, it took a while to reach that conclusion, but finally, with enough proof, a motion was filed in June of 2020 by the prosecutors of this case, claiming that Leon and Tanya had unsuccessfully attempted to use a hitman against their own daughter on 3 different occasions. One in September of 2015, then 3 months later in December 2015, and one more time in October 2016. Why would these parents do that? Well, as of right now, no one really knows for sure, as this case is still open, but it is quite shocking to see how these attempts are so close in proximity to Janelle's 16th birthday in the first quarter of 2017. Perhaps they decided to take matters into their own hands after this hitman failed them multiple times. As of now though, Leon and Tanya are still in jail, waiting for their respective separate trials that have been constantly pushed back, probably due to C-19 and the fact that Leon had changed attorneys more than a couple of times. It seems unlikely that these two will ever tell the public why they did what they did. I mean, they're not expert liars, but
The mother don't look like she could barely walk. Like that's like let alone set up a whole murder plan like to end your daughter. Like what did she do to you, son? Like seriously, like you're not giving me like a reason why you would want to end your daughter, son. Like did you have a secret that that she knew, and then that's why like because you're her biological. I can understand that if she was an orphan and it's some two strangers, a stepmother, no, adoptive mother and adoptive like father, but it's it's like a mix, like one biological mother and and one stepdad. So like, I want to know why would the mother want to end it? I feel like it could have been manipulation too, like between like the stepdad trying to manipulate like the mother to do it, and then she just tagged along. Like, it could be like persuasion and I can't recall manipulation.
they're surely stubborn when it comes to standing by their made-up stories. As for the community of Richmond County in Augusta, Georgia, Janelle's absence left a hole in their hearts, but the efforts they made were not in vain, even when Tanya didn't even have the best of intentions, and all the unused reward money they collected was used to award the Janelle Carwell Scholarship to 3 high school students in 2019, the year that Janelle was supposed to graduate and start college to one day become a doctor. However, Janelle's bright and charming personality definitely left a mark in the lives of many people, and they just hope that justice is swiftly served to punish those who hurt her.
Yeah, that is crazy. Son. Like that's like your own biological mother. I can understand like the stepdad son, like, but your own biological mother like trying to like help in a murder plan like to end you. Like maybe she was jealous because you about to become a doctor, but that's reverse. Like when like she be happy because you're gonna like be making money, and then also like Janelle would have gave her money like because she had a loving personality too. She would give her mom money too, like with the whole like doctor career. Cause kids love giving back to their parents, like buying them houses, buying them cars and whatnot. So I don't see why. Like, what motive did she have? Son? Like, what actual like real motive did she have? Son, like to end her daughter. Son. That's crazy. Son. Like, yo, um, like this one like really. I don't really like sit like uncomfortable like with these like videos because they just take a really like dark turn. So this was the parents who hired a hitman to murder their 16-year-old daughter. And also let me know in the comment section what you guys thought, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, repost, and share to all social media platforms, and also don't forget to hit the post notification bell for future videos. And it's your boy PJ021 signing off for Air Peaceful Game.
Bitches, we keep on coming while we running for your juice. Steady gunning, keep on busting at the boots. You